Alright, how y'all doing? Simple isn't always best. I just need to have a tiny rant about how it's entirely possible to oversimplify and in turn frustrate the ever-loving hell out of absolutely everyone. Which is odd because I've said many a time over the years, anyone that knows me, I like to take complex topics and simplify them. But that also leads to a complaint people have about when I simplify things. I like to simplify yet explain why. If I give you a tutorial, people tend to get a bit raggy with me if, I don't know, the tutorial doesn't start until 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We don't want this, we just want to know how to fix. Where's the bit where I just fix the thing? The first 5 to 10 minutes, if it's even 10 minutes, I like to explain why, potentially why, you are having the issue that you are having. Then I will tell you how to fix it. Sometimes it's good to know why you boat got a hole in the bottom so that you know what happened so you can avoid it next time. I'm going to pick on Apple. Again. I'm getting pretty good at this. Right, my children got iPads for Christmas from my in-laws. And they love them. My kids love them, right? But I didn't have an iDevice to access the parental control stuff. So I got an iPhone. I've used iPhone before. I used to really quite like Apple products back in the day. As a hardware company, they were pretty sound. They supported their hardware for a long time. It was really quite overpriced, but then you could have an ancient lap. This is back in the big cat days before they went to mountains or national parks or whatever it is that they did. But you could get a relatively old Mac and it would last many iterations of Apple OS. And that was fantastic. And you know, it would just work. That was Apple's thing. You know, there were ways to make the super simplified operating system quite advanced. You could still have access to terminal and all that kind of stuff, and that was gravy. iPhone came out, and it's still very, very simple, and it's still kind of set and forget, or at least it should be. But sometimes I think it's too simple. Sometimes I think Apple have missed the mark here. Sometimes it's like massively overcomplicated because they just they can't organize anything properly. Like you'll have an option for one thing here, but then a descriptor for it in another location, rather than so if I have an app, right, I like to have my settings within my apps. I don't want to go to Apple OS's settings to find a tab that'll have a setting in it, which then may require me to go to another place to find another setting. Like if I want to tweak an internet setting, I want to go to my network settings. I don't want to have to go to music settings, photo settings, store settings, and tweak individual settings because it just gets really messy. Or parental controls. Here's where the parental control stuff is, but the other options for it are in this other menu over here. Or, hey, I want to adjust the settings of this one device that I've got paired with my phone. Every other device, I go into this Bluetooth settings thing. Oh, wait, that doesn't work now? Huh. Bluetooth. Now open this app. Why didn't I just... Why... Anyway. Right. Oversimplification. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but every time you boot this iPhone 13 mini, it'll come up with this error. Unable to download item. Please try again later. Done or retry. You have to hit one of those things to make that go away. Right? But it doesn't tell you anything else at all about what the problem is, where it is, how to fix it. It doesn't tell you. So I started to get really, really aggro with it because I was like, I have the exact same setup, the exact same settings on an iPad that I set up a couple of weeks after I set this up, but it doesn't have that issue. It doesn't have this error, this bug, like appearing every time I start it or every time I do something on the thing. I was like, I just wish I knew where this problem was, because my account, one of my friends said to me, because he's been chatting to me, he's a big Apple guy. I got him into Apple. I grew out of Apple stuff. He stayed in it. He thought it's because my .Mac account, so there was .Mac, Mobile Me, then iCloud, I think, right? He thinks it's because my account is so old and because it's been sat dormant since the iPhone 4. Long time. I get that. So, maybe there's some bugs or something where something's trying to transfer over that just isn't there anymore. That may be true. But this isn't telling me what isn't there anymore, if it's something that isn't there anymore. So I went through my contacts, deleted them, gone. Right, we went through my Pages documents. My account is so old, they didn't do the cloud backup stuff. Your photos didn't back up to the cloud. They just didn't. Nothing synced up with the cloud. So for the most part, my account was clean, other than contacts, I think notes and calendars, like the only thing that synced up with iDisk at the time. Like maybe Apple Pages. I went through all of it and deleted all of it. Gone. Done. Like my contacts have now been reduced to 5 people. Now I think there's like a calendar on there which seems to have, it's synced up just fine. But everything else is gone. Everything else that could be there from the old days is gone. Yet error persists. It's still there. We removed the music app. We checked like all the things, like what is downloading? Nope. 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 Like, was it podcasts? Deleted everything from my podcasts. Still doing it. Was it something from the iTunes store? Music. Cleared it. Was it something from the App Store? Is it like an update that's not working? Cleared it. Just all this stuff, just over and over and over and over and over again. Cleared it, cleared it, cleared it, cleared it, cleared it. Still happening. Then I find that some of the photos in my photo library, and I've only been using it this year, some of my photos are not in iCloud. Now, admittedly, I spanked iCloud, and it gives you like 5 gigs at the start. I was uploading like a lot more than that, and I got a shared iDisk, iCloud storage disk, whatever the iCloud storage thing is. We were sharing the wife's one, and then I've sorted out a 2 terabyte account today. But it would not upload certain photos. If anyone remembers back when I started talking about the iPhone back on like the 3rd, I had no end of trouble just getting data off the phone because it would crash File Explorer. Or it's just proven to be a bit of a ball ache, and these same files just wouldn't go up. In fact, one of the files it was saying to me wasn't uploaded to iCloud was right there on iCloud. You could see it. You could go to the iCloud website and it was there. And it would say, we're uploading some files. And it was taking forever to upload these files. And my mate couldn't understand why. We did the maths, and it was going to take roughly 20 minutes per file to upload them if they were what we assumed they were, these 2 big video files. But it turns out it wasn't 2 big video files. It was the photo that was already there and a big video file. But it was the first video I ever filmed on the iPhone. It took forever. But does it tell you how long it's going to take to upload those files? No. It's got a pause option. In fact, it's a progress bar. What it's like, the thing, 2 photos uploading or 2 files processing, doesn't tell you which 2 they are. Progress bar, and then in blue text, pause. Not a button. Not an option. It's text. It's like a hyperlink text. And you can just pause it. And I was like, what is this? How ridiculous is this? Does anyone understand quite how frustrating it is to have something so simple that you don't know what is actually going on? Like, how do I fix this? Because I don't actually know what the problem is. You're telling, like in the case of the photos, you're telling me you're uploading these photos, but that means you've done them all in the wrong order. In fact, there are other files that are much bigger than this one that have gone up already. You won't tell me what you're uploading. You won't tell me how long it's going to take to upload them. You don't even give me the option to go, here's one progress bar. Do you know how hard it would be, Apple, to put a button on there? I don't think like beginner users would complain about this at all. There's 10 files uploading. Which 10? Click this thing at the bottom of the progress bar, next to the progress bar, and we will split it and go, this file, this file, this file, this file, and then show you a progress bar for each, or a timer for each. Do you know how much, like, if I could do that, I'd be like, oh yeah, it hasn't hung yet, it's doing something. Whereas this bar was moving so slowly, I swear it had hung. I was like, yep, that's gone, that's dead. Restart the phone. Trying to figure out where this download error is coming from. No idea. Because it's too simple. It's too simple. It's so simple, it's frustrating. You don't know why something is broken. Yet just a tiny bit more information would be so much more useful. It's become messy because they want it to be simple. And it's so annoying. I still don't know what is causing that error. I have no idea what's causing that problem. None at all. It won't tell me. There might be a debug menu buried somewhere on this device, but it just doesn't tell you. Why can't there be an uploads option? Like a traffic analyzer on the phone to just say, these are the things that are uploading now. It'll take approximately XYZ amount of time to finish them. You know, backup processing now will finish in 10 minutes. You know, photos uploading now. This one. If you go to files, right? If you tell something to export to files, it will tell you how long it's going to take to export something to the Files app. When you upload or download something from Files, it will give you a rough idea of how long it's going to take for it to go to the Files app. But the Photos app doesn't. Like there's just so many weird inconsistencies about iOS that just do my sweet in. It's so simple that when something goes wrong, I don't understand how you're supposed to diagnose it. Like, how are you supposed to learn? And I would consider myself a power user. I mess around with servers for fun. I mess around with Linux, Raspberry Pis. One of my favourite phones to tinker with is a Pine phone from Pine 64. I've got Arduino-based smartwatches and stuff, like proper fun stuff. But then I look at the iPhone and things go wrong and I get so frustrated. It's so messy. Like, it's so messy, and I'm trying to keep this device uber clean because all I want it for is to verify things for my kids. But if it frustrates me, what's your normie user gonna do? Sometimes a few extra details go a long way, and they don't make things overly complicated. You know, it's so much more useful to have an explanation of what's happening. Why is it, like, what are you doing? How long is it going to take? Don't just tell me, oh yeah, I'm doing something. Something's gone wrong. Something's gone wrong. What's gone wrong? Files. Which ones? Alright. I think it'd save Apple customer support a lot of time if they'd just If they'd stop being so scared of giving people a little bit of information, you know? Sometimes oversimplification is really, 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 really bad. I just think a little bit of information, it just makes things so much more usable. I look at some of the things on this and I'm like, what is that thing? What even is that? It's a random icon. What does it do? Nondescript icon. Random Apple speak. What does that mean? What is it? You don't know. Like, unless you've sat there and watched like a 3-hour keynote, you don't know. So when did we start using stupid names for ad hoc file transfers and stuff like that? Just... It's supposed to just work. And sometimes it's so frustrating you just want to punch a mountain. That's not how I wanted to say it. Just don't be afraid of giving your users, or just don't be afraid of giving people a little bit more, I don't know, substance with an explanation. It's really useful, really important. You might think you might think grandma's gonna get really scared if she sees like an error come up. But like when you just give me this random like, oh yeah, something's broken. That's kind of like what people do when they come to me with a tech problem. And I'm like, that doesn't help. What's happened? Yeah, something's happened on my screen. Have you got anything else for me? Is it a window? Is it a clickable thing? Has it just kind of... Are there any symbols? Or has it kind of blue screened? Has the screen changed colour? Have things kind of faded out? Has the screen... What is going on? Tell me. Oh... So the reason I haven't gone into more details is because I can't think... I'm so frustrated, I can't even think of the word that I need to use to be able to explain the problem. I'm just like... Ah! So I'm now about to stick this in DFU and nuke the damn thing, I think. So I've spent the day setting up accounts and that for the kids. On their iDevices, insurances, and the iCloud... What is it? What is it even called? The iCloud Plus storage and Apple Arcade and all that fluff and family sharing and I don't know. There's just so many stupid options buried in there. There's like layer after layer after layer after layer. How many layers do you have to bury half of this shit in? You don't have to. Just a lot of the stuff you can just bundle it into one option. And some of them they don't even fit in together. Stop oversimplifying things, please. Give me a debug menu. Is there a debug menu in this? Is there one? Where is it? Right. Hope you're well. I don't want to insult your intelligence. I want you to learn. I want you to know why things happen the way they do. So that you can go, if that's how that happens. Pattern recognition. It's a thing, alright? Just learn things. Hope you're well, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. That's way too long. That was supposed to be like 3 minutes. Stupid iPhone make me rant. Right, how do I nuke this thing?